Overlord Threx Kaldreth received the report of the engagement at the buffer zone in his sector command office, and, for the first time in a 30-year career, built on the comfortable assumption that the simpler explanation was usually correct, he found himself with no simple explanation left to reach for. 3 battleships disabled, not destroyed. He read aloud, mostly to hear how absurd the words sounded. Boarded, crews recovered alive, and returned to us 3 days later with full medical treatment already administered and not one hostage taken. Marshal Vec, I have annexed 41 worlds in my career. I have never once seen an engagement conducted this way by anyone against anyone. Nor have I, sir, Vec said, standing at the same parade rest he always adopted in this office, though there was a tightness in his posture now that hadn't been there before Kestrel's landing. Scout Commander Thal, who I understand you're aware flagged concerns about this survey from the beginning, was among those returned. He's requested to brief you personally, along with a Concord representative who returned with the recovered crews under a flag of parley. Threx set the report down and looked at his cousin's portrait on the office wall. Grand Sovereign Mirash Kaldreth, painted in the formal ceremonial robes of state, a reminder of exactly whose confidence he had spent 30 years earning, and whose confidence he now stood to lose over a farming world he had signed off on without a second thought. "Send them in," he said. "And, Marshal, whatever I say in the next hour, I want you to remember that I built my entire career on trusting clean data over inconvenient instinct. I am aware of the irony. You needn't point it out." Thal entered first, more composed than Threx expected from a man who had spent 3 days as a prisoner of an unknown power, and beside him walked a human woman who introduced herself through a translation device Threx had never seen before and found himself unable to identify the manufacturer of as diplomat Sophia Reyes of the Terran Concord. "Overlord Kaldreth," Reyes said, her tone even and unhurried in a way that struck him as deliberate, rather than merely polite. "I want to begin by telling you plainly what my government wants, so there's no ambiguity for you to manage while you decide how to respond. We want this conflict to stop. We want your remaining fleet to withdraw from what you know as Kestrel's Landing and what we know as our territory. And we want to open a formal, honest channel between our two civilizations on equal footing, because I don't believe either of us benefits from continuing to misunderstand each other by force." "Equal footing," Threx repeated. "Your Captain Cruz disabled 3 of my battleships in 4 minutes, diplomat. I've read the engagement logs your own Commander Thal helped compile from what he witnessed aboard your vessel. I am not currently in a position to negotiate from anything I would call equal footing." "You're not negotiating from equal footing because you were never shown equal footing to begin with," Reyes said. "You were shown a farming colony, and you drew the conclusions your protocols told you to draw. I'm not here to relitigate that survey, Overlord. I'm here to offer you the chance to base whatever you decide next on accurate information instead of another guess, which, respectfully, is more than my government was extended when your scout first surveyed our world." Threx sat back, weighing 30 years of certainty against the particular, uncomfortable clarity of the woman in front of him, and found, to his own genuine surprise, that he believed her. "I don't have the authority to end this war on my own signature, diplomat," he said finally. "That authority rests with the Grand Sovereign and, I suspect, with certain members of her council who are going to want a very different outcome than the one you're describing. But I will carry your offer to her myself. and I will tell her plainly that I believe underestimating your civilization has already cost us more than I am willing to lose finding out twice. Thank you for listening to the opening chapter of The Quiet Empire. Please leave comments. They are always appreciated. Also, please like and follow on TikTok, or like and subscribe on YouTube. They will help to keep these stories coming and on a quicker pace. Thank you.